26 hours begins. Hours played, boys. Read them and weep. Read them and weep. I played college football 26 for 26 hours straight, and this is what happened. I could see the title now. Oh my gosh. I've never done a scripted video before, so it's weird, and I'm not going to memorize the script because why would I do that? And I want to have face cam because why wouldn't I want to do that? But, so that intro does not do the 26 hours justice in the slightest. That it was grueling. Like the first 14 hours were nice, but then people started going to bed. And my buddies, luckily, thank you, Emerson, Isaiah, you know, Carson, Peter, Jaden was there. Like everyone staying up to get me through those witching hours. Because from 3 to 6 a.m. when it was just me and Emerson, bro, that was the worst time I've ever had playing a video game. Not only did I suck, but that's besides the point. So obviously, I only played the Dynasty mode. If you're loading up College Football 26 on Early Access and you're not at least touching the Dynasty mode before going competitive, don't even talk to me. I'm not a competitive player. I just love Dynasty. I love rebuilding. I love, you know, making names and remembering those names, and we'll get more into that later. But anyways, I have 26 hours of gameplay. I did it all straight. I took breaks, obviously, but we'll get into that also later. But last year, I played College Football 25 on Early Access, and I tried to do 25 hours. I only got to 21, so we improved from last year. But I didn't speak on that or anything, and I just streamed 21 hours straight, which was still grueling, but somehow I got 27 this year. Definitely, again, shout out to my friends. But what I said last year in the months following 25's release was that 25 was going to be the beta. It was the first rendition of, you know, rebooting college football games in 12 years, and I think that stands. 26 seems way more complete. It's like, I don't know how to put it. It feels nicer. It looks nicer. Obviously, the second game's always going to be better, but like, it's definitely more whole. Like, it's like there's better legacy tracking. There's a vast history. There's the record books, trophies, conference, and national championships now. Like all the way down to I think 84 or something like that, 1884 or 86, which is insane. Obviously the scoreboard at the bottom of like the nation's games like rolling across the screen, a lot of people asked for that. That's back. Level caps, it got increased. A lot of people complained last year, me included, that level 50 was too little, and I totally agree with that. I thought 50, it capped out so fast, and obviously this year they gave you 110 coach points right off the bat, so like that was cool. But like 50 was way too little. Like I was already maxed out after my second or third season at UTEP, and like I went 2-10, 3-8, and then I think I went like 8-5 or something like that the year after, and I was already maxed out, and I was just playing on like normal or faster like level up, so it was a little weird. But there's so much more. Obviously the improved depth charts and like the favoriting recruits, the smart substitutions. Thank you so much for adding that. That was amazing. But we're kind of just gonna talk about things. I'm gonna go over like the offense side of the ball, the defense side of the ball, the UI and all that, and then kind of just talk about it. So we'll go ahead and hop into offense right now and kind of just talk about what's new and how everything's going. But this is kind of be like I don't really know how to describe this video. It's not a video essay. I mean, it kind of is. I don't know. I kind of just want to like speak about how my 26 hours went and like what I love about the game, what I hate about the game, and I don't know. I played the game for 26 hours straight, so I think I could speak on these things. But I don't know. We'll just hop into it, I guess. So for this first section, let's just start at the beginning of Dynasty. You load in, you put your name, you create your character, and not only, I don't know, I was looking over there. Not only is there 100+ heads and shapes and sizes you can do, you can change the physique, which was in last year's game. There is so much more drip this year. I don't think there was this much last year. Maybe I'm wrong, but this seems like a lot more than there was, and it is awesome. You can change the lower, not as much drip obviously because you can't change anything. I kind of wish there were sweats, but you know, it is what it is. There is so much more drip this year, which is a great addition to the game. A lot of people, again, they brought in 300 real life coaches, which is fantastic. So the fact that there's this much appearance and drip, a lot of people I know were like, there's not enough. I mean, I understand they want to be the coach, they want to make it themselves, but I think it looks great now, and I'm glad that they added a small change. Now, obviously, when you load in, you have to choose what coach abilities you want to use, what archetype you want to be. There's motivator when you start out, tactician, and there's also recruiter. This year, recruiter got really nerfed, is what I heard, and I kind of saw that when I was playing. So I kind of decided to stay away from that, from what videos I saw and everything else, and I decided to go for Motivator. Motivator, if you're trying to build up a school and you have some decent set pieces, foundations that aren't going to transfer away, which we'll get into later, then it's a really good choose. Tactician is more of the, like, I'm sure you heard, is more of the, Ohio State's, like, you already are a 4 or 5 star and you just want to scheme. And then Recruiter is kind of in between those two. If you're a good 3-star, Recruiter could be good, but my recommendation is go Motivator, get the off-season boost with the, again, I'm looking over there, I don't need to, with the, the running backs. You can do the put in work, do the off-season boost. The boost is so good this year. I was getting 8 overall on a couple players, and then once you hit level 10, then you can go ahead and get Motivator, and then you can start doing fully scout interest, and then that big one is the transfer portal. For talking about recruiting, I know I talked about the archetype earlier. It's still good. I just don't think it's best to choose right off the bat. I think that off-season boost after year 1 is better in my opinion, because you can hit level 10 pretty fast and unlock those coaches points. So like if you just sprinkle some through, and by season 4 or 5 you're gonna have most of your Motivator locked out, and then you could start working on the the recruiter around mid season 2, season 3, depending on how fast you level up and how many points you decide to allocate each where. But I love the way they work this year. Obviously, sorting interest, recruiting stage and all that, and then now you can favorite recruits. So like here's a couple of my top recruits here. Obviously only 3 stars. I'm UTEP, or like I think a half star or 1.5 star. The prospects list, pretty good. I love the team needs up at top when you are looking at the prospect list. If it loads, I'm on Online Dynasty, which has been a problem. The online servers are so slow right now, as you can see, even just in Dynasty. But it is very nice to see the team needs up at the top of the screen right there. And the transfer portal, if you are rebuilding or just building because you've never won a national championship and you're using a low prestige school, focus on the transfer portal so bad. I signed 10 1-star recruits my first year during the 26-hour stream, and I had 44 people leave, 24 being seniors and 20 being transfers. So because I signed 10 1-stars from the recruiting class, I was absolutely screwed. I only could fit 5 transfers on my roster. I really over committed, which is a problem. I didn't think the transfer portal was going to be that overpowered this year. I was getting 4 stars and really good 3 stars. I got Marcel Reed from Texas A&M. I got a really good running back from, I don't know what school he came from. Like I was getting SEC players that come to my school, and I went 8-5, which is really insane actually for the first year as UTEP. I got really lucky, but I went 8-5, and the fact that I was able to get a 4-star sophomore turning to a junior quarterback like Marcel Reed from Texas A&M, an SEC 5-star school, was, I really bit off more like a true recruiting. Definitely recruit in the lower 20s, maybe even under 20, 15. Just only go for 3 and 4 stars. Even if you are a smaller school, I would not recommend picking up 1 and 2 stars and just waiting for the transfer to open up, because even if you win 4 games or 6 to get to that bowl appearance, it is going to make a big difference on how the transfer portal plays for you, because it was the amount of like people I saw interest, like number 1 interest was insane. Marcel was number 2 interested, and I was able to pull him out because there's over 2,000 players in the transfer portal. It literally goes on for so long. Maybe I'll sim to the off season in this so I can show you guys, but it was insane. If you are a smaller school like UTEP, for example, 1.5 star, maybe under 3, I don't really know like where the cutoff is, but if you're a smaller school looking to build or rebuild, the amount of transfers is going to be insane with the implementation of the transfer portal in college football. As you can see, Malachi Nelson transferred to UTEP this season, and he is already leaving after 1 season, which is normal. But not only that, my second string quarterback, Skylar Locklear, is also leaving. So there's 50 players right now, and this player leaving. 27 of them, I believe, are transfers. So definitely leave room open in the transfer portal to get these players that are leaving, because this is so many for me, and I'm sure if I flip through, it's not going to be nearly as many. I don't even know. Actually, I can't see because that's not how the game works. But, oh, I could see. It just wasn't loading. But it is insane the amount of players that are leaving this year in college football, just in the game in general. I don't know how. I haven't finished my season 2 yet. I'm going to stream that later tonight. So if you're seeing this at the end of the day, come check it out. But it is awful. Like 50 players leaving, 44 for me when I was doing 26 hours. You know how hard it is to go from like Malachi Nelson to Marcel Reed, but have no wide receivers because they all left. I didn't recruit any wide receivers. I didn't have any room to get anything in the transfer portal because I overcommitted so much on 1 stars. So if you're building, just stay away from the 1 stars. Get 5 3 stars, maybe a couple 2 stars. Get up to 10 if you can, whatever you can, maybe even a couple 4 stars. Go all in on the 4 stars. And then once the transfer portal opens, get those already developed 3 and 4 star players that are looking to transfer to smaller schools because either their spots being taken, they didn't like how the program was ran, or something like that. But I'm gonna go ahead, we'll send the transfer portal, and I'll show you exactly what I mean, like how many people are gonna be interested in me. I went 8-5 this year, so it's kind of like it was when I was playing on the 26-hour stream. And then so it'll kind of be similar. So this transfer portal isn't nearly as insane as the one is during my stream, but 3-star quarterback, first interest, and as we go down the line, you see a lot of 3 stars at second, third interest, which are super easy to get. I had no 4 stars this transfer portal, which is sad, unlike Marcel Reed last year, and the running back I got. But see, there's so many good 3 stars here that are already developed, that are already worth going for, that are way better than the 1 and 2 stars you're gonna be getting. So just get your 10 to 15 players that are really good, or that you need to fill some spots that you don't think you can get in the transfer portal, and just wait for the transfer portal to open up. If you're winning a couple games, I think 6 is probably a good cutoff. It's a bowl appearance, and I'm sure you can get some. I think maybe because I won a couple like higher ranked games, that's why I got some 4 stars. But just wait and see what the transfer portal holds for you. It is going to change your dynasty, I promise you. Getting those big name players, like in my season 2. Nico Ilunuav? No, that's not right. Nico, I'm just gonna say Nico. And nope, not Tyler. Skylar Thompson both transferred to UCLA. Both 5 stars went to UCLA. So Skylar just sat because he was playing behind Nico. It was insane to see. They both made first team and second team quarterback All-American. So the transfer portal is where it's at. Another thing, while it's here on screen, them having music in the main menu and not it just being the band with the drums. Thank you so much. I know so many people complain about that because it was the same thing over and over again, and most people just muted it, me included, or just turned it down like 20%. So that was a big push. But again, just wait on recruiting. Get those 3 stars. Get if there's 4, push for them. And just wait for the transfer portal, especially in smaller schools. It is so nice, and it opens up so much of your game. Having those 10 1-stars really killed me in season 2. I'm starting, I think, like 3-6 right now, or 3-7, pushing towards the end of the season, and it's just not a good look. The gameplay this year feels so refined. I do believe that the offense for the CPU is way too good. I played against ASU in a bowl game for my UTEP Dynasty, and their quarterback, I don't remember his name, Sam Leddit, maybe, threw 46 for 48. It was absolutely insane. But here I'm playing with Marcel Reed, obviously. That's literally exactly like the Dynasty. I'm so bad. But I think the game feels amazing. Obviously, I think precision accuracy is the way to go for passing this year, just like it was last year. Back shoulder throws, being able to control the ball in the air and extend the plays. Like, let's see if I can get an example right here. So obviously I'm cold, so this is going to be interesting. But let's see if I can get an example right here. But yeah, if I lead them up, and obviously if they're fast enough, they are going to be able to make that grab. Obviously, if I'm not going against LSU, he's probably open. But personally, I know there's been some complaints about the blocking. I think the blocking is great. From what I've seen, I mean, pullers can be a little bit better. Obviously, I don't see my running back blocking that DN, so like that makes sense to me. Like he chipped him. That's the best he could do. I just have to make the play. So overall, I really agree with the game system. It feels smooth. It feels good. The juking feels great. The extending the ball when you're falling down just by holding up on the right stick is a great add to me. Trucking feels a bit off when I'm like 250 pounds. I feel like I should be able to truck people, but that's besides the point. The CPU, like I said, on offense does feel overpowered. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing against Prime Ashton Genty or Barry Sanders, Reggie Bush. Like everyone is way faster, way stronger, way bigger, and I'm playing teams that were worse than me. I feel like wide receivers are catching the ball head tops all the time, like I'm playing Prime Calvin Johnson, and quarterbacks, like I said with Sam Levitt, 46 for 45 is not happening. So it was just weird to see like all that happen. And really, when I was getting into the deep hours, like 14-15 hours into the stream, like it's 3 in the morning and that shit was happening, I was getting pissed off. But obviously it's a video game, it's gonna happen, but the way it was happening really pissed me off. Like I didn't like it at all. He dropped that? Oh my gosh. But overall, the gameplay, it feels smooth, it feels nice. I do have stick drift on my computer, which is also pissing me off. But like overall, like this game is probably an 8 out of 10. Like it's a very good game, and I'm kind of just fucking around right now. But like it feels good. Oh my gosh, that was insane. It feels good. If you're gonna wait for the standard edition to come out tomorrow, please, I would say buy it. It is totally worth it in my opinion. It's better than last year's game. There's a big history, the trophies, the subs, which actually I could show you. I totally forgot to show you guys. The quick sub mechanic in the game by just pressing up on the D-pad and then having all this, you can do offense and defense on either side of the ball, is super convenient. Obviously, you know, pre-plays, you could do the normal audible stuff. And the camera angles that they've added, there's a couple extra ones, are very, very nice. So overall, playing it for 26 hours, obviously I was getting mad because I was just super sleep deprived and I was making really dumb mistakes. Very clean, good game. Recruiting, stick with the transfer portal. You're going to need it. And I mean, I haven't jumped into Road to Glory or Road to College Football Playoff or even MUT or FUT, excuse me, or Cut. Yeah, Cut, excuse me. But I'm sure it's just as fine as it was last year, if not better now with the new mechanics. Like, this game was a blast for 26 hours. The first 12 were a fever dream. Starting at UTEP, I started 6-2 maybe, and finished 8-5. I'm gonna be streaming later tonight. If you are seeing this, assuming I get this done in a decent time. But coming from me, the game feels great. I think people are giving it too much hate. It's still early access. They're still pumping out updates. I'm sure within the first week, a lot of things will fix. The kicking, where the tap, because that's how I play. Last year I had to go in the settings every time before and change it, and that's fixed. I'm tap all the way through now. So overall, 8.5, 9 out of 10. Definitely going to keep playing. I'm probably going to put 300 plus hours like I did in 25, if not more this year, depending on how college goes. But I don't know. That's kind of what I want to talk about. I've never really done a video like this. I don't really know exactly what to talk about. I'm sure it could have been better. This is kind of slop. I'm sorry. I really just wanted to show the intro. But overall, coming from me, buy the game for sure.